Let's go ahead and do that for everyone. I believe that it is being recorded. So tonight's agenda looks like this. Hey everybody, I'm Rachel Valentine, Ruby Ambassador and leader of the Live Loved team. Hey Live Loved, how are you? Cheers. Tonight's agenda looks like this. We're gonna do a final recap of the month of April, and we're gonna do some forward vision setting for the month of May. I don't know about you guys, but May, I love May. The kids start to get out of school. All my teacher friends celebrate, like Lisa, Judy. Yes, we have Tulip Festival here in Orange City, so I get to dress up in all of my Dutch goodness, even though I'm not at all Dutch. 0% Dutch. I pretend really, really well, so it's super fun. So we're going to do some vision casting for the month of May. But first, I thought we should do, I know this is going to make Lisa super crawly in her skin. Sorry, we're celebrating you because you did awesome. Lisa did, she did awesome. And you know why she did awesome? Not because she aspired to be awesome, but because she aspired to just share her heart with as many people as possible. And that's all that anybody can ask, is that we share our heart. And she earned the Super Silver, which is an awesome thing for this month. So we are going to celebrate you because we love you very much and we are excited for you, okay? Also, so we are finishing up the month of April with some winded up things, right? We know that anyone who signed as an ambassador in the month of April, they have 3 free enrollment codes. And I feel like we just can't let them go to waste. We just can't. So if you have signed somebody in the month of April and you know that they have these 3 codes, and you've said to them, hey, this would be a phenomenal time to have a loved one or 2 or 3 join you, and just kind of help them understand this is not like live or die. This is just about sharing about hope with a friend. Maybe getting them on the Healthy Gut Happy You group so they can kind of get a feel for how very big this gut health thing is. And if they're still like, nope, I gotta see more forward progress first, or I will never do that. First of all, just tuck in your hat the danger of never say never, because that is probably 99% of us who said, I will never be a crazy person who shares Plexus. And here we are, right? So just don't take that personally when they say that, because we've all been there. But if they say that to you, then go ahead and ask them, well, would you be willing to share that code with me or a friend so that we could share this opportunity, because it's a phenomenal opportunity. 40 bucks off. Come on. I know 40 bucks at Walmart gets a few things that I don't need in my cart. So 40 bucks with Plexus is an amazing deal. Remember, the $10 off for the $199 welcome packs continue through tomorrow, last day of April, tomorrow. What else do we have that's going through? Oh yes, if the Super Saturday announcement with the free code. Lisa, you reminded me of that goes through 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. So you can do that transition if you're in Central Standard Time. Tomorrow is when that expires. But that free enrollment code is as good as many times as you can use it. So there's no cap on that baby. Also, I don't know about how many of you got in on this. I'm just doing a recap of the month of April. I don't even know what month it is. About how many of you got in on the Joyome special with the Giving Key necklace. You did, yes! Because that is such, here's what I am loving. I am loving that Plexus is partnering with some of the most widely respected philanthropic businesses that are known for excellence, that are known for their heart. It's a very exciting time to see. Plexus is just not partnering with just anybody, you guys. They're partnering with the best of the best. And of course, that being said, I did want to give just a little touch on the announcement that was made on the end of Super Saturday call about the little teaser that was given, right, about Joel Stanley being a speaker at convention. And, you know, nobody knows what that means for Plexus as far as a partnership or what exactly that's going to translate to with Charlotte's Web. But what I would recommend is I shared on the Live Love page directly off of Jen Stanley Hawkins' Facebook page, where she did a Facebook Live interview with her mom. And I watched it today, actually listened while I was making dinner, where the two of them really unpack Charlotte's Web. They explain the heart of Charlotte's Web, how it came into being. It will touch you, because truthfully, the origins of Charlotte's Web was to help a little girl by the name of Charlotte, who was having, if you can wrap your head around this, upwards of 300 grand mal seizures per week. And she was to the point where her doctors told her parents, take Charlotte home, go ahead and sign a DNR for her, say your goodbyes, because one of these seizures is going to end her life. And there is nothing more that we can do for her. And the Stanley brothers were in Colorado, and Colorado was one of the first states that was forward thinking in the world of the hemp plant. Now, I don't want us all to get freaky about this, because we are not going to be drug dealers. Please hear me on this. We are not going to be, pot smoking hippies. That's not us. That's not where we're going. I can promise you that. But if you listen, they will do education. They will help you understand that there is a difference. There is the cannabis plant as a whole is a very general term, right? But there are parts of the cannabis plant. There is the part of the plant that is made from marijuana, that is made for the purpose of, getting happy, right? And then there is the hemp part of the plant. And Charlotte's Web is known to be the gold standard of CBD oil that is derived from the hemp portion of the plant, to which there is zero chance for getting high off of. It is very much like if you went to like a Whole Foods store and you purchased like a hemp portion of the plant to put in a salad. It's known to be very, very healthy, but again, not for the purpose of getting anyone high. But there's all sorts of credible research about how CBD oil has been a lifesaver, specifically in the world of epileptic seizures, but is being used for and studied by Harvard University and a multitude of other well-respected universities for its properties to help with PTSD, anxiety disorders, to help with neurological disorders, including some aging brain disorders like Alzheimer's, dementia, although they were very careful not to list actual names. I'm doing it. So we have to be careful with that, not making claims. But wherever this is going, what again excites me the most is that Charlotte's Web is the most highly respected CBD oil distributor, if not just in the United States, even across the world. It's a big, big deal. And that they would partner in any way to have conversation with Plexus and vice versa, because Plexus is nothing to sneeze at. Hello, is a pretty big deal. So we're going to keep our eyes and ears out on that. But in the meantime, I would say start learning about it, right? So that you can speak from an educated place versus misconceptions and false information. I don't know about this, but for those of you who are going to convention, I don't know if you've heard of Mr. Andy Grammer before. I can tell you that when that was announced that he was going to be our special talent, my 12-year-old son was very, very upset that he does not yet get to go to Plexus Convention. Sorry to Carson Valentine, he is not yet going to Plexus Convention. And I think finally, I'm going through my list, finally, if you are not a part of the Healthy Gut, Happy You group, it is being so well done and facilitated by Julie Sanders. She has a host of people that are giving testimonials. She has experts in the field. I think tonight was a doctor, a naturopathic doctor that's talking about gut health. Tomorrow night, I already pre-recorded. It was a blast with Julie where we talk about mental health and gut health. So if nothing else, sign up, tune in Tuesday night and give your pal, me, some lovin'. I love that. I love some lovin' from you. So tonight, what we're going to do is I'm going to share a not so oldie but a goodie with you from Miss Breanne Coolidge. And I think Lisa, you watched it already, but I've watched it 3 times now, right? Where it's talking about limiting beliefs. And what we're going to do is, while I pull it up and share the screen with you, I am going to really encourage you to get out a journal or a notebook, because we're actually going to follow the prompts of thinking about what are the personal limiting beliefs that are getting in the way of our own personal journey, of sharing our hearts, of living into our dreams, which Miss Jenny Allen in Made for This would say our dreams are from God. He puts them in us. And who are we not to live into them, except that our own fear, our own self-limits get in the way. So make sure that you have a piece of paper, a pen, because we're going to write those down. So I'm going to see if I can do a share screen. And I'm going to pull it on up. So just give me a second. And let me find it. There's Lisa. I did not make, by the way, I have to say, I did not make this. I did not write the text for this. This came from Billy Joel Culver, who did an amazing shout out for Lisa. All I did was do a simple copy and paste because I wanted it on Live Loved. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the YouTube. Gotta love the magic of YouTube. Lisa, can you nod your head? Can you see this if I pull this up like this? Yeah? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it full screen.
Hey everyone, my name is Breanne Coolidge. I am a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus. And I just sat down today to do a little bit of work, and I was helping some people kind of walk through a couple of things and telling them a little bit about my story and some of the excuses that I've had to overcome. And I just felt really compelled to make this video. So it's kind of like, in my mind, you know when you get a new car?
So homework is this, not homework, like on the scenes. here's our work. Be thinking about those personal limiting beliefs, but also be noting to yourself those things that are a kick in your butt that she says, because I had numerous kicks in my own booty as she's talking. Note your own, and this is probably going to be a little uncomfortable because we are going to unmute each other and we're going to have a combo and name them out loud with each other, and then name them for what those are. A spirit of fear. Those are a spirit of fear. Let's just name them and say, step away. I don't have to accept a spirit of fear over my life, my destiny, because I have a spirit of God within me. There's no room for fear. But we're going to name those together, because we can't get over them if we don't name them out loud. They continue to have way more power than they're worth if they're harbored in silence. They love to stay in silence. So here we go.
Or a new purse or new something, and it's not something that you've ever really seen before. And then you buy it and all of a sudden it's everywhere, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? That's what this has been like for me. It's because your eyes are open.
Hey, Rachel, there's no sound.
It's an excuse that maybe we've had buried for a long time. We don't
My bad. I forget, if I mute me, you can't hear what I'm hearing.
And there's 12 months I've started counseling. I'm really, really big on it. And I've also started with an amazing, amazing life coach. I've started to invest in some of those roadblocks that I've had to see why I'm not where I want to be, right? We all have these things. We all have these scripts that we tell ourselves, these things that we feed ourselves over and over again with our stories. That can be something that's super positive with affirmations. And sometimes without knowing it, it's something that we also tell ourselves because it's just something that we've lived. It's an excuse that maybe we've had buried for a long time and we don't even realize how much of an impact it's making on our lives. And there's two pretty specific ones for me that have been playing over and over again for me on my Plexus journey in the last 3 years. And I know from talking to a lot of people that this is something that they've struggled with as well. And so I just wanted to kind of talk through them a little bit in hopes that maybe it can help some of you as well. And those two excuses that I've had, two of them, because there have been more, but these are two of the big ones, are that I'm from a super small town and my direct sponsor isn't really active with the business, and so I don't know how to do this. Anybody saying amen? Because that's something that I have struggled with. And I've struggled even making a video about it because I never want it to come across like, what was me, or offensive to anyone that lives in my small town or that doesn't have a sponsor that wants the exact same things for them. And since I've been able to flip my script, since I've been able to try to actively change that story, I see it as an absolute blessing now. But it's taken some time to get there. So, small town. I grew up in a town where I went to elementary school, high school. There are no stoplights. And so when I first started Plexus, I was an extreme skeptic to the products, and the products started working a little bit and started changing things for me. I thought, oh, okay, well, I know my mom needs these products. I know 2 other people right off the top of my head that need these products. And so I'm just going to share with them. I did not know how the business worked. I did not know how to sign people up. I did not know what I was doing, but I had them join us wholesale because that's how I had just signed up and I didn't know what else to do. And so I went silver in the business without thinking that I was ever going to work the business. I say that because I want everybody to know that it's possible. Don't overthink this. And if you're helping other people with this, don't have them overthink this. Don't think that you have to go mad with posting and messaging and all those things. I want you to do that if you're ready to grow the business, because that's going to help you. But keep this simple. Keep it personable. Keep it so you know that you're reaching out to people, right? And so I did that. I ended up going silver, and I had one of my second sponsor in Plexus, my second upline, sent me a message, and she said, "Hey, you just went silver. Like, you could do this business." And I thought, first of all, no, don't message me about this. I'm not going to do it. I don't want the business. I'm not a salesperson. Excuse number 5,362, right? I'm not going to sell products to people, and I will never be one of those people posting about Plexus on Facebook. Well, that's a whole other video, never say never, and we're not salespeople, we're shares people, and that's exactly what I was doing. But when I first started thinking about really going with the business, I remember looking at the comp plan, and I remember thinking, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm glad that other people can do this, but I don't think that I can do this because I don't have the social network. I don't have a huge social media outlet. Shared with my team a couple of months ago, I found something popped up in my Facebook feed in my memories, and I had shared my wedding album on Facebook, and I had one comment, guys, and it was my mom. Like, I didn't have a huge social media network. I didn't have the big town. And so I didn't think that I could make it in the business. I couldn't be widely, hugely successful like so many other people. I couldn't hit that jewel status because I did not have those things. Limiting belief. If that is you, I want to speak right to your heart, because you do not need a big town to make this work. And what I was doing was I was keeping myself safe. I was using that as an excuse without even meaning to use it as an excuse to stay small, to stay trapped, to not reach for my goals because it can't happen for me. I'm from a super small town. You don't need a huge town. I'm thinking of quite a few diamonds right now in this company that came from towns smaller than I came from. And what I want you to realize is that because other people can, they're amazing and everybody is special, but they're not more special than you. If you want this, your town size has nothing to do with it. God placed you in that town for a reason. There's things that people in small towns need more than people in big towns, and it is an absolute blessing that you have found an opportunity that can help so many people escape what I call, and so many people call, a small town mentality. We don't dream bigger sometimes than our town size because we don't think that there's something else more out there. We can't do more than what's right in front of us. So for myself, I live on a dairy farm with my husband and our 3 kids. And I started thinking this was it. And there wasn't anything wrong with that necessarily, but I started dreaming bigger. I started thinking, what if I could impact more people than just right here? What if I could impact these immediate people, but then that could have a ripple effect in so many other areas? What if the small town mama of 3 that's busy with them, that coaches their sports, that walked away from a teaching job because of our health and had people kind of coming at me like, oh yeah, like you couldn't make it, you couldn't do it, you couldn't, there's all of these limiting beliefs that are.
Hey Lisa, can you hear? Because Steph is having a problem. She can't hear. And I don't want to continue if you all can't.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay.
Everybody's placing on us. What if I could dream really big, and I could dream while I'm present with my kids in a small town, and I could be meeting people from all over the country, and just because I don't know them personally does not mean that I don't know somebody that knows someone else, that knows someone else. And once you start flipping that script, that this is the beauty of this business, is that you can do it from anywhere. You just have to take ownership in that. You just have to start reaching out to those people and sharing the blessing of what this is. That other mamas in that small town or that big town or that medium-sized town can be present with their kids, and dads that don't have to go and get a second job, don't have to be gone all of the time. That's what this blessing is. And it does not matter what the size of your town is. It matters what the size of your dream is. How much are you willing to work for it? And the beauty of Plexus is that you get to decide. This small town has been a huge blessing. I've seen so many people rally behind our Plexus team, seen so many people come out and want more. And that's not a hindrance. That's a huge blessing when you decide to look at it like that. So if that's one of your limiting beliefs, I want you to really challenge yourself to start thinking about that. What does that look like for you to dream big? What does that look like for you to have some people in your small town, when you're walking down that sidewalk in town, see you for more? See your hopes, see your dreams, see you going for something, and realize that you're worth it, and realize that they're worth it too. So that was one of the small, the limiting beliefs that I had. The other limiting belief that I had was because of my town size, because of where we were at, not a ton of people were doing Plexus. So when I started, my upline was sharing, and then my second upline was sharing, and then I believe there's 3 or 4 people in between them, and then my diamond upline. So my closest diamond was 7 levels up from me. Not a ton of duplication, all of us just kind of getting going, getting our feet wet at the same time. And I did not know what I was doing. I signed 3 people up without really knowing that there was a business, without knowing that I was going to make money back. The first paycheck that I got from Plexus, I kind of joke with people, I thought I was doing something illegal, because there was no way that you could make that much money to pay 5 people for our groceries and for our electric bill the first month. As a mom that had walked away from her teaching job because of our health issues, and we had 5 people living on a dairy farming salary, and I was making final decals in my basement. That first paycheck was huge. And so that started getting my mind going a little bit, started making me realize that, hey, you know, if I could get my products paid for every single month and I could help out with a couple of bills, that would be huge. Guys, what I've realized over the last couple of years is that I've had another limiting belief, that because I wasn't taught exactly what to do, and in no fault of anybody else's. So what I want you to do, if this is you, and I'm kind of a squirrel about some topics, but if this is you, if you're thinking, well, I didn't have somebody tell me what exactly to do, so I can't do this. Stop. Again, that's the beauty of Plexus, is that we are a network marketing company that is truly structured in a way that anyone can do this, that anyone will help anyone, and that it is one Plexus. You can go to YouTube. I started doing it. I went to YouTube. I watched every single training video that I could find. I watched videos about the products. And 3 years ago when I started, our website was not like it is now. Do not limit yourself because somebody else didn't tell you exactly what to do. You don't need somebody else to tell you exactly what to do. Is that support nice? Absolutely. And it wasn't that I didn't have people that were supporting me. I just wanted to go faster. And what I had to start doing was looking at that it's a complete blessing. Because there are some network marketing companies that are structured in a way that you cannot outrank your upline. The person that sponsored you, if they're not ranking with you, if you don't have balanced buckets and all this other stuff, that you can't rank. That doesn't happen with Plexus. What I personally wanted to put into this was what I was going to get back out of it. And it had nothing to do with an upline, with a sideline, or with even a downline. My team is phenomenal, crazy, amazing, and we have gotten here together. But what I put into this is what I'm going to get back out of it. And I want you to start thinking about that too, and release any feelings that you have about that. The beauty is that somebody can help you get going on this, and they are your connector, and they brought you to this for a reason. Now, what you decide to do with that, that's up to you. That's not on them. Their journey can be completely different. You know, you wouldn't go to one of your downlines and say, hey, you're not working this business, and because you can't work this business, or you're not doing this, or you're not doing that, I'm not going to go gold, or I'm not going to go ruby, or I'm not going to go senior ruby. Flip that script, guys. It's the same thing for your uplines. If you have that limiting belief that because somebody didn't tell you how to do X, Y, or Z, you're using that as an excuse, again, to stay small, to not dream bigger, to not go out and do the work, to not put in the effort. And I don't want that for any person on this journey. I could name 1,000 excuses right now, guys. I could. We all could. But the beauty of our stories is that we can take those excuses and we can see why it's limiting our belief, and we can change them, and we can do something amazing with it. Because I do not believe for 1 second that any person is here on this journey, still watching this video in a team page, started Plexus Products by mistake. You have a story that somebody else needs to hear. You have a story that is going to create, and this makes me really emotional and super passionate, because you have a story that is going to create a ripple effect for someone else. And is every single person going to believe in you? No. And you don't need them to. What you need is somebody that's willing and ready to hear the message that you have, and you share it with them. And you do it unapologetically, and you do it regardless of all of your excuses. And I want you to run for it. I want you to write down your goals. Not thinking about your town size, not thinking about your bank size, not thinking about who's supporting you or how many uplines you have that are diamond, whatever it is. Today, decide that you are going to rewrite your story, that you are going unapologetically towards your goals, that you are going to have hard days, and it's okay. But it's not okay, guys, to sit in our excuses. It's not okay to stay small. You were made for something so much bigger than you're giving yourself credit for. I truly believe that for every single person. And I want that for you, because this opportunity is unlike anything. I cannot imagine where our family would be with our health, with our finances, with our future goals, had I let those excuses keep me small. And so if those are your excuses, or if those are something else that you have, if you have other excuses, apply those same beliefs, guys. You're worth it. And you can do this. Find your running partners no matter where they are. Find those people that are going to build you up because you need them. And share your goals, and then run towards them. Cannot wait to see every single one of you in Vegas reaching even further. Have an amazing day.
Okay, so hopefully you did a little bit. Hey, Billy, we just watched a video together by Brianne Coolidge about limiting beliefs. And I encouraged everyone to write down what some of their own limiting beliefs are, and to write down anything that just kind of kicked people in the pants as they listened. And I think for the sake of time, and because this is being recorded, and I understand that that can be a vulnerable thing, I am going to encourage you all to do that on your own, but to make a commitment even tonight to do it. and to share it with one other person for accountability, to say, you know what, I need to write down these limiting beliefs because these are completely, these are fear-based. I said before the video, they are spoken in you and over you as a spirit of fear. And we know that God plants dreams inside of each of us, and fear is not welcome where God is present. And so I wanted to jump in just because I'm quite sure that Mr. Hayden Valentine is going to pop in shortly to say, Mom, please put me to bed. So for the sake of that time, I wanted to bring it back around to our Made for This study by Jenny Allen. And day 9 is called Surrender is Scary. Because here's the deal. Allowing yourself to dream is actually one of the greatest forms of surrender. Because dreams in all that they are always bigger than ourselves. And you know, so many times people say to put your toe just outside of your comfort zone, for that's where growth happens. Well, you know, I think that as Christians, we are called to always step into something that is already bigger than us. Because when we step into things that are within what we are currently capable of doing, there's no room for God in that. It's all about our pride. Because then I can show up and say, I nailed that. I did that. But when we show up in things that make us quake inside, where there's a part of ourselves that say, I don't know if that can happen, that is all where God gives glory. Hey, bud, are you going to bed? I'll be right down, okay? Okay. So I want us to consider that, and I want you to consider this. It says, we who are saved have been set apart for a great purpose. And that great purpose is actually, you know what, it's not a secret. We are to know God and make him known. That's our biggest purpose. And again, coming back to, we are created to bring order to chaos. There's this verse, I was really thinking about it this morning, where it was talking about he who starts a good work in you, right? He is faithful to complete it. If you think he brought you on this Plexus journey only to bring you to health, that is so limited. He didn't bring you on this journey just to make you healthy. He didn't bring you on this journey just to make you skinny. He brought you on this journey as a method towards bringing you to wholeness. He wants to bring his redemption in you, with you, and through you. And he wants it to spill over to those around you in ways that you never thought were capable. Because it was never about you, it was about him shining through you. And I'll tell you what, any limiting belief that you wrote down doesn't stand one stinking opportunity in the face of a creator who made you for greatness in his likeness. So when you write those down, just put over them fear. Fear. That is fear. And fear seeks to rob you of every part of your birthright. It seeks to make you small and stuck and scared and ashamed. And I want you to remember this one other thing. Every single part of this journey, every single good gift that you have been given is on loan to you anyway. It's not yours. It's on loan. by a master who says, in this very short time on this beautiful earth, what have you done with it? Of that what I have given on loan to you. When I come back, when Jesus comes back and joins from the heavenly places and brings this new heaven to earth, we get to be his image bearers right now. That's our job, and it is small and short in comparison to the beautiful glory that is coming. But he's like, man, I left my spirit in you. I mean, did you ever just ponder that? The spirit of the living Savior today, in this moment, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you've been dogged down, resides, takes up residency in your being. Like, who has words for that? There's no room for fear. There's just none. There's no room. And she says, so here's the deal. We don't dream independently, and God does not sign off on our dreams. He's the builder of them. We bring him our blank canvases, hand them over, and say, whatever you must create to display your glory, do it. Do it. Here's my blank canvas. I trust you. You are good. You started this work and you're faithful to complete it. So, I've got a little to go put to bed. He owns a part of my heart, so it's kind of an important deal. I want you guys to write those things down, but I also would have this ask. We are approaching a new month, and I love new, right? All things are new under him. And so if you can just take time to pray over yourselves, over your families, over your friends who don't even know that you're going to come to them with hope and a pink drink package, right? If you just cover them all in prayer and say, I surrender it all. I surrender my pride. I surrender my fear. And I know you've brought me here for a purpose, and it's greater than me. Anything. It's a dangerous prayer, anything. But he's a good God, and he loves you much. So that, my friends, is the end of our time together. I hope to talk with you again next Monday. Much love, guys. See you. All right, let's stop this recording.